put this end into their nostril, and then you suck up the snot.
Gotta keep the focus in my own lane, in my own way. Ooh, That's the sound of toasting. That's the sound of champagne.
What is up, y'all? It is your girl Maya, back with another video. This is a highly requested video. I know I have a lot of mamas who follow me, a lot of expecting mamas, and I always get asked, what are the actual products that were helpful during the newborn stage for you? And today, I'm gonna be showing you. Just to give you my credentials, I am a mom of two. I had back-to-back babies, okay? I have a 19-month-old, and then I also have a 4-month-old. So I am fresh out of the newborn stage, so that's why I felt like it was a great time to make this video for y'all, to show you everything that helped me get through that as smooth as possible. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's get into it. Okay, so first up, I want to talk about clothing. Clothing is very important in the newborn stage, obviously, but one thing about me, like, I want my baby to be comfortable, and I also want the clothing to be accessible. As you know, babies wake up a lot throughout the night when they're in the newborn stage, so finding clothing that's comfortable for them, that's also easy access for those diaper changes, is key, which is why I will always vouch for these Old Navy double zipper onesies. So this is actually a 6-month one. I do not have any newborn ones anymore. We kind of packaged those up already, but I do have this one that is a 6-month-old, which is why it's a bit bigger. The newborn ones do come with the mittens, which I love. My son was a scratcher. He scratched his face a lot, so we ended up putting him in the ones with the mittens, and it definitely helped so he wouldn't scratch up his face. But these are double zipper, meaning that they zip from the top down, and then they also zip from the bottom up. Bottom up is perfect during the night changes. My son was born in winter, so he lived in these. Summer babies, it might be a different story. I feel like newborns in general, during those first like 4 weeks, you want to cover them up regardless of the season. But he lived in these, not only through the night, but also through the day. And you want to have about 10 to 15 of these on hand. When my son was first born, this man was peeing through every single onesie I put on him. We probably changed him at least 5 times a day. So having 10 to 15 of these on hand was super important. And then we would just wash his laundry every day to have fresh ones for the next day. If I do sound a little sick or congested, I'm sorry, y'all. I am getting over a cold, so excuse me. But next up is going to be the newborn gowns. Y'all know, if you know me, I vouch for these newborn gowns. This one is from the brand Kissy Kissy. It is a luxury baby brand. Absolutely love them, but they definitely are on the pricier side. You can find affordable ones right on Amazon, and this is the pattern of this one. It's so cute. It's some little giraffes, but the biggest thing about this is the scrunch bottom. So newborns come out, y'all, and they're so scrunchy. They're little scrunches. So their legs are usually all scrunched up because they're used to being in the womb, of course. So having these little scrunch bottoms is perfect because you can actually either tie it. Well, no, this one you can't tie it, but there are some where you're able to tie it. This one just has a little bit of a scrunchie, so it kind of closes on its own. But there are some where you can tie it if you want, or you can keep it open. So that way through the night, all you have to do is ring it up like this, change their diaper, put it back down. Ezra would literally sleep through diaper changes when he wore this because it was minimal moving of him, minimal coldness in the air. All he felt was a little bit of coldness on his legs because the rest of his body was covered with this. And they also come with mittens. So this is just a newborn must-have. It's a newborn must-have. Love these. All right, y'all, so next up for clothing, it is going to be these little hats. Everyone loved Ezra in these little hats because he looked just like a little Smurf. I don't know. They're so cute. These are just the most cute, adorable hats, and they have them in so many different colors. I got these on Amazon. Now, what I love about these is they have lasted us from the newborn stage up until now. My son currently is wearing 6 to 9 months, even though he is 4 months old. So he's a little chunky chunk, and these still fit him. Plus, they also fit him when he was a newborn. So they definitely will last you a while. I'm pretty sure these come in a multi-pack with around 6 to 9 different hats. They're super affordable. They're a very soft material. And like I said, they do stretch as, you know, your baby gets bigger. My son's head is in the 96th percentile. This man has a big head and it still fits him even until this day. So absolutely love these, love these, love these. These are the only hats that actually worked for us. We tried the Gerber ones and he grew out of them within like 2 weeks. So definitely would vouch for these. When it comes to clothing, it's pretty simple for newborns, y'all. Just have a lot of onesies on deck and you should be good to go. But let's get into some actual baby hygiene products that I found super helpful for the newborn stage. All right, we've seen it everywhere. If you don't know what it is, you're probably a little confused and grossed out, but it's the nose Frida. Not only was this great for my newborn, but also for my toddler. So we have used it in all stages of infancy. And basically how it works is if your little one is congested, you just put some saline drops in their nose, and then you would actually put this into their nostril, and then you suck up the snot. Now, it sounds crazy, but it does not go up the tube and into your mouth. There's actually supposed to be a little filter right here. There's not one in it right now, but there's supposed to be a little filter in here which kind of filters out like the germs and like the snot coming up. But I will say, it may filter the snot coming up, but I don't really think it's gonna filter out the germs because you're still like technically sucking the germs. So it's what we got to do as moms for our babies. I mean, it is what it is. This is the most helpful snot removal device I have ever used, and I've used the mechanical ones, y'all. I've used the little ball ones they give you at the hospital, and I feel like nothing works better than a good old suck with the nose Frida. Next up is going to be wipes. We use the water wipes. Oh my goodness, I love me some water wipes. They are 99% water with a drop of fruit extract. They're super gentle, and that is what I love. During that newborn stage, your baby is super sensitive. They're coming into a whole new world. They've just been up in your womb nice and cozy for 9 months, and now they're coming into this whole world with all these germs, and it's all scary, but you got water wipes. Water wipes are going to help you out. You can get these at Target. They're just very soft wipes as well, which I like. I absolutely hate the Huggy wipes. I'm gonna put them on the screen. I hate these wipes. They broke my daughter out so bad. They're literally rough to the skin. So I love how gentle these are. It kind of like feels like cotton, I guess. They're nice and soft wipes, but since they are unscented, they're not really gonna help with smell. Now, newborns, their poop does not smell at all, y'all, especially if they're breastfed. Like, it smells like popcorn to me. But as they get older, especially into the toddler stage, it may pick up a little bit. So if you've noticed that the odor is a little bit stronger, I would definitely recommend the Mustela cleansing water. Put a little pump of this onto the wipe it away, and it's going to help not only cleanse but take away that odor as well. So if you ever feel like your baby just needs a little bit of a deeper cleanse, would definitely recommend the Mustela cleansing water, especially because newborns don't need to bathe that much. You can bathe them, like I bathed my son when he was in the newborn stage every like 3 to 4 days. Now he gets a bath every single day because he is starting to like move around and he's trying to crawl, and his sister's always in his face, so I bathe him more now. But when he was a newborn, it was every 3 to 4-ish days. So if I ever feel like he needed a deep clean in between, I would use this, and it worked great. And it's also still super sensitive. But as we're talking about bath time, I want to show you guys the products that I use all the way from newborn stage up into toddlerhood with my daughter. Coming in, we have the Honest Lavender Body Wash, and then the Proudly Lavender Lotion. These are a match made in heaven. I know that Honest makes a lavender lotion that goes along with this, but I actually don't prefer that smell. I feel like it's just, it doesn't smell great, whereas the Proudly, it smells so good. And I'm telling you, once I started using this on my son, he was knocked out. My son sleeps all the way through the night now, which is so amazing and such a relief for me. And I feel like it was because I started giving him baths every night and using these too. Like, this combo is just like the baby knockout combo. I love that Honest is super gentle and it's hypoallergenic, it's tear-free, physician tested, all the good things. And then Proudly is just a good brand in general, especially for melanated babies. I vouch for Proudly. I love Proudly. We actually use their wash as well, but I will say I don't like that the wash does not lather. I like to lather up my babies. I like them to look like they're clean, and this does exactly that. It has a really nice lather to it opposed to the Proudly body wash, but the lotion is bomb. All right, I want to talk about one of my all-time favorite hygiene products for newborns, and that is going to be the Tubby Todd All Over Ointment. This is gonna be your best friend, and it's worth the price, y'all. Tubby Todd is a bit more on the pricey side, but their products actually work. When my son first came out, he had lots of baby acne, and I would put my breast milk on it, and I feel like that would temporarily relieve some of that. But it wasn't until I started using this where it completely went away. Now, what's dope about the All Over Ointment is that you can use it for diaper rash, you can use it for baby acne, you can use it for eczema. I have seen so many different reviews on how this has helped parents out. It has natural avocado and cucumber extract. It's very gentle on the skin. I've actually used it on some of my like bumpy areas on my skin, and it has worked. So I don't know what they be putting in this, y'all, but they're doing something over there at Tubby Todd. I've also used their body wash and lotion before. I really liked it, but again, it's a little bit more on the pricey side, whereas I could just go and get the Proudly and the Honest, and I feel like it does just as good of a job. But this is worth it. This is worth it, especially when it comes to diaper rashes. My toddler gets really bad diaper rashes, and Desitin just wasn't cutting it anymore, so we switched to this, and she has been doing so much better. All right, y'all, let's talk about a newborn supplement that has quite literally changed my life, and that is going to be the Mommy's Bliss Gripe Water. This, girl, again, I don't know what they be putting in this stuff, but it is 100% worth the hype. I would like to preface this by saying you cannot use this until your baby is 2 weeks old. So when they're straight out of the womb, don't be trying to put no gripe water in them, okay? Give them a second to kind of acclimate and adjust. A lot of babies are fussy simply because they're in a different environment and they're trying to get used to it. But sometimes your baby is fussy because their belly is kind of upset, which is what gripe water helps to do. It helps to kind of pop some of those gas bubbles in their stomach to just alleviate any like fussiness, any colic, and just allow them to feel a little bit more soothed. We would give this to my son once or twice a day max. I didn't want to over pump him with gripe water simply because he was breastfed, he was getting everything he needed, and his stomach wasn't really irritated much. He only experienced a little bit of irritation when I ate like broccoli or onions. Y'all, that first month, I couldn't eat nothing. I couldn't eat no broccoli. I couldn't eat no onions. I couldn't eat anything because I feel like those things would upset his stomach. But those are part of like my everyday diet. So I definitely had to adjust a little bit in that first month. But if I did eat that, I would just give him the recommended amount, which is 1 milliliter, and it like instantly soothed him. It instantly soothed him. And then usually he would just knock out and he was good. So absolutely love this during those first few weeks of newbornhood. All right, let's talk bottles and binkies. This is probably the most controversial subject of newbornhood, okay? Because there's a lot of factors to take into account. If your baby is breastfed and you want to start combo feeding, there's different types of bottles that are gonna be more effective opposed to just bottle-fed babies. My first was a bottle-fed baby. I pumped for 4 months. She took a regular bottle, and then I actually started using formula with her. Well, hi. Are you trying to be heard? Y'all, my son is like literally right here with me. And then after pumping for 4 months, we just transitioned her to formula. So she was always on a bottle. My son is exclusively breastfed. And it's been a struggle getting this man on a bottle, but I think we have found one that works great. So I want to give you 2 different options for bottles that I think are effective for a bottle baby and a breastfed baby. We have a guest. When it comes to breastfed babies, I am going to vouch for the Even Flow Balance Wide. I have seen a lot of brands try to mimic the actual shape of a breast and not the actual shape of a nipple. And what Even Flow has done is mimic the shape of a nipple, which is important because you want them to be able to latch onto this and then latch onto your boob. What I've seen with those like Philip Avents type of bottles, I'll put a picture of one right here, is that the nipple part right here is way too long and there's not enough, I guess this would be like the areola. There's not enough like areola, so it's just not a good mimic. He hates the Philip Avents. But my daughter, who was exclusively bottle fed, loved the Philip Avent. I feel like she had minimal gas, so that was a great option for her. But when it comes to him, who's breastfed, the only bottle he's ever taken was this one. Also haven't had any problems of him transitioning from the boob to this. So this is literally my favorite bottle for breastfed babies. All right, now let's talk about binkies. I'm gonna give you guys 2 different options, one for bottle-fed babies and one for breastfed babies. My bottle-fed baby took the Philip Avent pacifier. She loved this. She had no problem with this. I will say though that around 6 months, or really whenever they start to get teeth, you need to switch them to the higher up binky, which is also from Philip Avens, but it's just a different shape. This one is going to help as their teeth grow in for them to not get the binky teeth. We don't want the binky teeth. We don't want the pacifier teeth. We want our baby's teeth to grow in nice. So make sure you are switching to the proper size when it's needed, because you want to avoid any like dental issues when it comes to breastfed babies. This, I think this is called the Nini Co. I think it's from Nini Co, but I'm gonna have it linked in the description. This is the only pacifier in the world this man will ever take. Now, he doesn't love pacifiers. Like, he's not always in need of it, but if I ever needed to give him one just to soothe him, this is the only one that would ever work. I have tried so many different other ones. I think this was like $30, which is crazy for a pacifier, but it does come with 2. And trust me, if you really need one in your time of struggle and you feel like your baby just needs to be soothed, but he won't take anything other than the boob, try this, and I promise you it will be a lifesaver. All right, next up I want to talk about changing mats. Girl, let me tell you, I learned the hard way. I ended up getting the peanut changing mat. You guys know what I'm talking about, like the $200 changing mat. I probably used it 4 times total for both my kids, because it is so obnoxiously big and bulky, and it's just not realistic. I found this one on Amazon. It is a vegan leather, and it is from the brand Ava and Oliver. It's just a convenient mat that you can just bring anywhere. You can bring it outside, you can bring it around the house. It's a cute little color, but more than that, it's just functional. You know, you just need functionality. I've seen a lot of people have like changing mats on the dresser in the nursery, and that's great if you're going to bring your baby to the nursery every single time you change them. For me, especially with having 2 kids, that's not realistic. Most of the time, we're honestly changing them on the floor or on the bed, so we needed something that could move around the house, and this did exactly that. Let's get into one of my favorite products, and that is going to be the Hatch Rest Go. This. It is a white noise sound machine. A lot of mixed reviews on white noise, but I love that this has, I think, like 23 sounds. So it's got like the womb, it's got like the laundry, it's got a vacuum, it's got a heartbeat. It's got so many different sounds, which I absolutely love. I also love that this is portable, so you can bring it everywhere. We also have the Hatch Rest, and that is the stationary white noise machine that we keep up here in the nursery. But when it comes to Ezra taking naps around the house, I love just having this portable sound machine that we can just bring it everywhere. I feel like white noise was essential for us because when he first came out of the womb, he mixed up night and day. So when it came to naps, it was hard to get him to nap because he would sleep all throughout the day, and then when night came, he was up. So his days were just mixed up. So to set that like nap schedule, what we would do is close our blackout curtains, make it really dark, put on white noise, and just get him into the routine that when the atmosphere in room looks like this, it's time to go to sleep. So white noise was really helpful in that process, and it's definitely paid off because he is now sleeping fully throughout the night at 4 months old. I'm very proud of him. I know 4 months sleep regression is coming, but just pray for me. All right, y'all, next up is something that absolutely saved me when it came to breastfeeding. I was on a journey to make sure I breastfed my son. I always wanted to with my daughter, but we had so many problems with her latching. We went to multiple lactation consultants, and it just was not a great experience, which led me to pumping. I ended up stopping pumping because it was so mentally draining, and I was determined to exclusively nurse my son. Praise God that I am. But something that really helped me, especially in those first couple weeks, because oh my goodness, when I say your nipples will get tore up, the pain is actually crazy. But something that helped me with that achiness is these Koala Baby silver nursing cups. I don't know what they be putting in these, y'all. I'm gonna say it again, but they just help to soothe. Okay, you put a couple drops of your breast milk in there, you would put it on your nipple, put your nursing bra over it, and just allow your nipples to kind of just soak in that, and it just heals. It heals it. It helps with that chappedness, that soreness, more than any type of nipple cream could ever do. I feel like they do a good job at helping with chappedness, but not with soreness. and these are the only product I've found that helped me with that soreness. A little bit more on the pricey side, but definitely worth the investment, especially if you are breastfeeding, and especially if you're first time breastfeeding, y'all, and you don't really know what to expect. The pain can be a bit much, and then a lot of women end up not continuing their journey, and it's simply because the pain is just unbearable, and I feel you so much. So this has definitely been a lifesaver for me. All right, I want to get into a couple of bigger items. The first being our bedside bassinet. We have used this with my daughter, we've used this with my son. I love it because it is adjustable. It moves up and down. The front of it zips open so you can press it right against the bed. There are safety straps to strap it to your bed to make sure that there's no gap, and it's overall just a great bed. Now, my daughter, she didn't really like it. She liked something that moved, but my son, he loves it. So the problem with buying products for a baby that you haven't met yet is you haven't met them. You don't know their likes and their dislikes. But I'm only here to tell you guys what has worked for me. So another breastfeeding must-have is going to be the My Breast Friend pillow. Throw the boppy away, throw the boppy away. This is the best thing ever. I love that it actually adjusts, so you can feel super comfortable when breastfeeding. You can adjust it to the length you need, and then you just clip in here, and it just creates like the perfect breastfeeding angle. Whether you're doing like the football position or you're laying the baby over you, you can adjust it on either side of you in either position to make it comfortable, and it's just way better than the boppy, y'all. It makes breastfeeding easy no matter what seat you're in as well. So I could be literally at the dining room table, or I could be in my bed, or I could be on the couch, and it just makes it so much more comfortable. The cushion is also nice and soft. And yeah, I don't have a cover on mine, so I should probably get one, y'all. I didn't know it didn't come with a cover, and I was just like, I'm not about to spend $50 on a cover. But don't be like me, get a cover, girl, get a cover. Lastly, I want to talk about a couple loungers that are super helpful in the newborn stage. The first being the Snuggle Me lounger. Now, there are a lot of dupes that are literally the same thing, but a fraction of the price, which I will recommend. I actually did a partnership with Snuggle Me, or you know, girl, I would have just bought a dupe. But I do love it because it's just such a nice, snuggly little lounger. Babies are not supposed to sleep in these. Let me just preface by saying that. But if he does take a nap in it, it's during the day and I'm watching him. So he would never sleep in this throughout the night. But if it's during a day and he's taking a nap and I'm able to watch his every move, he's fine with sleeping in this. Now, do that at your own risk. Watch those babies if they are ever sleeping in this. But you do just want to lay it on a flat surface and just put them in here, and I feel like this is the perfect one for a newborn. They also have a toddler one that is much bigger, but this has worked great. All right, y'all, had to switch up the lighting a little bit, but I absolutely love the Snuggle Me. It's great because when we work from home, we can just lay it in the office and he just chills out. But my all-time favorite is probably the Baby Bajorn bouncer, the bouncer that he is currently in. This is goddess sometimes. I love it because it's lightweight and functional. We move it all around the house from downstairs to upstairs. It's comfortable and adjustable. You can lay them further back or further up, and it's just overall such a good bouncer. Now they do have some dupes, which I would recommend because I don't know about paying $200 for it. We got this from our baby registry, so thank you, Cousin Tammy, because girl, it was a lot. But I do think some version of this is definitely helpful during the newborn stage. I would recommend getting some type of newborn head insert because when they're super small, it's not too comfortable for them. But when they get past like the first month, it becomes a bit more comfortable. All right, y'all, so that is going to wrap up my newborn must-haves. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want more like it, let me know. I definitely can make a part 2 to this, so if you're interested, thank you so much for tuning in, y'all, and I will catch you next video. Ezra says bye. Mwah.